Welcome to the second episode of the Spaces coding tutorials. In the last video we wrote this line of code, and when we ran it, the computer said hello. But how does this code turn into this result? Well, Python code runs strictly from top to bottom, so if I type the following, it will produce this. Try making your own messages. If you get an error, just try playing around with it until it works. Remember to press Ctrl B or go to Tools, Build to run your program. Now let's deconstruct one of these lines of code. The word print is a function. Like the name implies, a function is something the computer knows how to do. For example, the print function tells the computer to print a message. But the computer doesn't know what message to print, so we have to tell it by providing what's called an argument. There are many different types of arguments, but if we want to write a sentence, we need to use a string. A string can contain anything that you can type into it. I can put any of these strings into the parentheses of a print function and it will produce the message. However, if I remove the quotation marks, I get an error. This is because Python only knows that we want to print a string because it was surrounded by quotation marks. If it's not surrounded by quotation marks, Python doesn't know that this particular argument is a string. And if it's not a string, Python thinks it's a number. Clearly, tomato isn't a number, so it gets confused. That's why we got an error. Let's try replacing tomato with an actual number. How about 14? One last thing. Remember when I said that Python thinks everything is a number if it's not a string? That's not actually true. There are actually 3 types of arguments in Python: strings, numbers, and booleans. We already know what strings and numbers are, so let's skip right to booleans. A boolean is anything that is true or false. For example, 3 plus 2 equals 5 is true. 4 is greater than 9 is false. Chicken equals chicken is true. Chicken equals tomato is false. I will show you how to use booleans in the next episode, but before I go, I want to give you a challenge. Try to print the number 25 without actually printing 25. I'll give you a hint, you're going to need to use addition, and it shouldn't take more than one line of code. I'll show you the answer in the next episode. Happy coding!